Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. In this video I will make a house using items I hate. Before I do anything I need to thank Alaska Violet for the video idea. I am going to use the same concept but change up the rules. So my rules for this challenge are that I need to add items I hate but I can color them however I like. If I don't hate any items, I have to choose the ones I dislike most. In the case where I want to decorate, can add items I like but only if they aren't huge. For example, a plant is okay but a sofa is not okay. Alright, so with all that said, let's begin the building. I decided to keep this house quite small so it will have a kitchen, a living room, a bathroom and 2 bedrooms. I have no idea of the layout of this house, so I'm going blind into this build. For the ground floor I was thinking to add the kitchen, the living room and one of the bedrooms, and upstairs to add the master bedroom and the bathroom. The round room I'm adding here is where the staircase will be. To be honest, I don't dislike any stairs. I'm pretty indifferent when it comes to this. I really don't know which to choose. Maybe these? Well, I don't dislike them and they clearly don't fit in this room. These might be it. I don't really use this staircase and they aren't my favorites, so they will have to do the job. Now that we did the ground floor, let's make the layout of the second floor. This room right here will be the bathroom that will be connected to the master bedroom. Since the area left is too big for 1 bedroom, I will also add like a recreational space with a sofa and a TV. Right now I'm having a tough time with the roof. I really don't like how this is looking and no amount of coloring could fix it.
Some time later.
I decided to use this roof because I actually dislike it more, but somehow it fits the house better. I hope that makes sense. Let me finish with the roof and I'll be right back.
A few moments later.
Now that we are done with the roof, let's move on to the pillars for this house. I feel like pillars are such a huge part of a house, since it makes the walls look more interesting. I've never quite liked this pillar since it's so wide, but we can change the thickness thanks to scale tool. This looks a bit funky, but we can work with it. Now that I placed the pillars, let's choose a door I don't like. I actually don't like a lot of doors, so this will be difficult to choose. I pretty much dislike half of the doors in Bloxburg. After a lot of debating, I decided to go with this door, since it has that huge glass window that I absolutely despise since you have no privacy. I'll just have to fix it with some curtains. Just wasted like 10 minutes trying to make a wooden frame for that glass window, but it didn't work and now I am just going to ignore that ever happened and move on. Now let's choose the wall trims for this. I honestly didn't know what to pick because I don't dislike any wall trims because they all are kind of the same. Sure, there are some I use more often, but that's just because they fit my style of building better than other wall trims, but that doesn't mean I dislike them. Now that I am finally done with just the wall trims of this side, let's color this wall. I really want to go out of my comfort zone, so as you clearly see, I'm going with yellow, which is pretty scary. I've done builds with blue as the accent color, with pink, even with green, but never ever yellow. This porch is giving me a hard time, so well not to bore you, I'm going to come back when I'm done with it.
2 hours later.
Alright, so I'm done with this, so it will have to work because I'm not changing it again. This is me trying to color this roof in a way that it does not look like poop. So far, I don't really like any patterns, which is annoying. What do we think about this color? It's the only one that looks half decent on this roof. See why I dislike this roof so much. I added this wall trim here because I felt like this wall was very empty and it would bring a bit more color to it. Now I'm just adding this all around the house so it all looks the same, and honestly, if you don't do the same, you should be in jail because there is no excuse why you would only add it for only one wall when it's not your accent wall. Alright, now, let's find a window I don't like. For a second, I forgot I was looking for items I hate. This challenge is really tripping me up. Let's see what I can find. This industrial drive-through window is kinda ugly, but that's just because it doesn't fit the aesthetic of the house. I decided to go with these windows because they give grandma's old abandoned house kind of vibes. Now I'm just looking for some curtains, which is good because there aren't too many, so this shouldn't take too long. In my opinion, curtains are such a cute little design you can add to your builds to make your house look more realistic. Also guys, I'm thinking of starting this series where I take old videos of me building and try to recreate the builds. I have this second channel which I'm actually going to delete and take those videos and use them in my series because a lot of them are such good builds but sadly don't even have more than 20 views. Since here I have a bigger audience, I'm hoping the videos will do better here. So if you like this idea, please support me throughout this journey. Alright, let's go back to my video because I went on a tangent there. Right now, I'm just adding key features to the room, so I get an idea of where to place furniture later on. Let me finish with adding the floor and pillars and I'll be right back.
1 hour later.
You know guys, I decided to add the floor later since I don't know what color it should be. I don't know what cabinets to use. I've never really used this style of cabinets because it gives really old house vibes, but it's probably because of the color, so let me change the colors and see how it looks. I've pretty much finished the kitchen, but I'm assuming you're here to hear me ranting about specific Bloxburg items, so here we go. These cabinets are actually cute, which pisses me off cause I've always hated them for so long for no good reason. The oven is very expensive and just doesn't look like it fits the style of the house, but it's whatever at this point, and well, the sink is just there since all kitchens need a sink. I feel like there is something missing from this wall, so I'm going to add a window. I decided to go with this window since it's the longer version of the windows I already added and I'm not a fan of them. Now that this looks a bit more complete, let's add a stove. I don't like this one, so I guess I'll have to add. The reason I don't like this cooktop is because it looks kind of odd to me. There's something weird about it, but I just cannot put my finger on it. Let me add the floor and I'll be right back.
1 million zillion jillion dillion cotillion times later.
Now that I finished with the floor, let's add the little dining area. I am not planning on adding a huge table, so it might just need to fit like 3 or 4 people. You might be wondering why I chose this table, and well, the reason for that is just that it is expensive. There are way better tables which are cheaper. This might be a stupid reason to hate this table since money is not an issue, but I still don't want to waste money. I chose this chair because it just looks ugly. I've never used it since it just looks like what an old abandoned castle would have as furniture. You know, now that I'm looking more at this kitchen, it actually looks very cute. Sorry for the skip. I just added 2 plants there and this light, and this is the kitchen. It actually looks so good. You know, I feel like a carpet is missing, so let's add one. This one will do the job. Now that I am done with the kitchen, let's move on to the entrance. Usually, I use plants to fill up small empty spaces, and this is exactly what I'm going to do. This sapling floor plant used to be one of my favorite plants, but I just don't use it anymore because I don't like the vase it is in. It's just basic and it doesn't look great. This plant on the other hand looks more elegant, but the thing I don't like about it is how tiny it is for the price that you pay. Like, I would rather buy another plant with the money I'm wasting on this one. The final detail to make a home entrance more realistic is to add a hook to put your clothes on. This is looking kinda empty. Let's add an umbrella stand to fill some space up. Now that the entrance is done, let's move on to our smaller bedroom. Sorry for the many skips, but I'm just so tired of editing this video. It takes me so much time. I was supposed to finish it like a week ago, and here, it is not even half done. Wow, sorry. Starting venting to you about editing. I hope you don't take that as me not liking recording and editing videos for you guys. I absolutely love it, and I do it because I enjoy it and not because of anything else. Okay, enough of me talking about unrelated stuff. Let's get back to our video. So if you didn't catch what was going on in the background, I added this pink bed here, which I hate because it looks like a failed princess bed. On the other hand, right now I'm working on this nightstand. I don't like that it has this unusable empty space here, so I'm going to add like a little drawer to add in it. Let's add some books in a drawer because those are cheap and fit in there. Just added some final details to the nightstand like this lamp, which I hate by the way. This room needs a dresser, so I'll add one and then move on from this bedroom. So I added this dresser, as you can see, with your own beautiful eyes. And the reason I chose this one is because I don't like the handles it has. Like, let's be for real right now. What dresser has this little handles? Now that we are done with the guest bedroom, let's move on to this area because it's looking kind of empty and we all know I don't like empty spaces in my house. So I'm going to add little living room if you want to call it that. But it's basically going to have a couch and a little cafe table. I chose this sofa because it gives Block's Burgers vibes and I don't want that in my house. Oh my god, this sofa just gave me the idea to make a fast food place. What do you guys think? Should I make a video on that? Finding a coffee table which I dislike is taking forever. I'll come back when I finally found it.
2 hours later.
So I finished this area, so let's move on. I'm going to add the floor for the second level of the house and then going to add a mini office next to the staircase. Task 1 of adding the floor is complete. Now we are doing the little office. It's basically going to be a chair and a little desk with books and files. As you can see, I already added the chair and it should look familiar because it's the same one I used in the kitchen. Now I just need to find a desk which is looking kind of hard since it is taking more than I would have hoped. Let me finish with the details and we can move on to the second floor.
Some time later.
Finally, we have reached the second floor and we are starting with the master bedroom where I'm adding the double bed version of the bed we already added in the guest bedroom. This place is looking kind of dark, so let's add windows to the second floor because my silly brain forgot to. I'm finally done with the windows, so let's add nightstands, but since I'm lazy, I'm copying the one I used in the guest bedroom and changing them up a bit. This wall is looking pretty boring, so I'm adding this painting which I dislike so you don't think I forgot the aim of the video. Now that we are done with the bedroom part of this room, let's add the recreational space I was talking about earlier. This is how the TV stand is looking like. I chose this TV because it is huge and it just gives me this feeling that if someone passed by and touched it, it would fall off, so that's why I don't like it. This area is done, so let's continue with our last room, which is the bathroom. This is how the bathroom is looking like. I'm thinking of adding a shower, a toilet, and a double sink and leave it at that because I'm so excited to reveal the final build.
A few moments later.
Sorry for the skip, but it was taking me forever to find something that I dislike in the plumbing section and I didn't want to bore you. After much debating, this is the shower I'm going with. I dislike this one because it has the colored backboard that I don't like since it looks weird against the actual wall, but I managed to hide that so it shouldn't be a problem. For the sink, I'm going to copy the counters from the kitchen and use those for the double sink. This is looking pretty good for a build with items I hate or dislike. Maybe after this, I'll use some of the items I used here. Now I just have to add the sink and that is it. I will finish off the bathroom and the outside of the house and I will be back with the final results of the house. Hello beautiful, long time no see. I'll cut the act and let's just get on to the final tour of the house.